All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we got the list for UFC 311. Let's go ahead and go through some of these fights. The middleweight bout between Zachary Reese and Cedric Dumas, I guess, is going to be a very interesting fight. I think that Cedric Dumas is probably going to take that one. We got Jason Almeida versus Sergey Spivak. We're probably going to see a a heavyweight bout with a lot of grappling. That's what I expect for that fight. We got Peyton Tambot versus Raoni Barcelos. I mean, I think that this is personally a fight that definitely favors Peyton Tambot. I think that Peyton Tambot is probably going to do a lot of the things that we saw him do in his last fight against Raoni Barcelos. He's probably going to try to fight tall. He's going to try to fight at range. He's going to try to land combinations off the jab. And Raoni Barcelos is probably going to have a really tough time, keeping up with the style that Peyton Tambot is going to bring to the octagon. We got Johnny Walker versus Bogdan Gustav. And I mean, look, there's a lot of things that needs to be said about the light heavyweight division. I personally think that this is a division that lacks a lot of depth. There's only like 30 fighters in the entire light heavyweight division, and half of those people are ranked. It's time for the UFC to do something about this. Johnny Walker versus Gustav is not a fight that is like, oh shit, to me. If I'm just being completely honest, I think Johnny Walker wins this fight anyways. It's a light heavyweight bout. What can you say? We got Kevin Holland versus Der Ryder. Kevin Holland fight, ladies and gentlemen. I think that Kevin Holland's probably going to end up winning this fight the way that we always see him do. Maybe round one, maybe round two. I think that Kevin Holland is definitely going to win this one pretty damn easily. We got Beneil Dariush versus Renato Moicano, and this is when the card actually starts getting pretty interesting, in my honest opinion. Look, Beneil Dariush, in my honest opinion, he's a very, very good fighter, very smart fighter. Unfortunately, he hasn't had the best of luck within his last couple of performances, and that's very unfortunate. The complete opposite could be said about Renato Moicano, who has just been on a freaking tear as of late. I think that this is definitely a fight that's going to favor Renato Moicano right now mentally, because he does have all the momentum going forward into this fight. We got Beneil Dariush that, maybe this could be the fight that definitely takes him out of the rankings, or maybe he is just a loss away from getting out of the ranks. I think that Renato Moicano right now, since he is having the more success in his career, is probably going to be the favorite in this matchup, but I wouldn't be counting Beneil Dariush out because, like I said, I do think that he is a very, very smart fighter, and anything can happen into this one is going to be a tough test for Renato Moicano, even though, yeah, like I said, he is the fighter that has all the momentum going on in his career. Beneil Dariush has some good wins over some good opponents, and it's going to be a really, really good test for Renato Moicano to see where he levels out in the lightweight division. We got Jiri Prochazka versus Jamal Hill. This fight, I mean, like I said, it's a light heavyweight bout. In my opinion, I think that Jiri Prochazka and Jamal Hill are good fighters for the division, but I don't think that they're like elite fighters in the UFC by any means. I think that we're probably I think that this is going to be a hot take, but I think that Jamal Hill is going to end up beating Jiri Prochazka. Jiri Prochazka is a fighter that fights with his freaking hands down. Jamal Hill, at least, has a decent understanding on how to fight from a southpaw position, and that's a position that we see Jamal Hill fight in a lot. I think that Jamal Hill is going to come into this fight and win by decision. I don't think that this fight is going to go, or is going to be a fight that ends by a finish from either fighter. I think that we're probably going to end up seeing somebody win by decision, and I think that this is going to be a hot take, but I have Jamal Hill winning Jiri Prochazka. We got the co-main event versus Merab Dvalishvili versus Umar Nurmagomedov. Umar Nurmagomedov is going to beat Merab Dvalishvili. I'm telling you guys that right now. Some of you guys don't want to hear it. Some of you guys are just going to be in the comment section saying, oh no, he's not going to beat him. No, Umar Nurmagomedov is going to beat Merab Dvalishvili. Something that I've been saying for freaking like a year or two is that Merab does not sit on his base whatsoever. What is he going to do when Umar Nurmagomedov makes him stay on his base and defend takedowns? Merab Dvalishvili is usually a fighter that has a lot of output with takedowns, but Umar Nurmagomedov is a really, really good grappler. He's one of the best grapplers in the UFC. In all the divisions, skill for skill, Umar Nurmagomedov is out there without a doubt. Merab Dvalishvili, he just spams takedown. He has a really, really high output. But I feel like Umar Nurmagomedov is going to make Merab Dvalishvili sit on his base. And that is where Merab Dvalishvili is his worst. That is his worst positioning. All the times that we've seen Merab Dvalishvili get hurt, get taken down, be in bad positions is when he's sitting down on his base, and that's something that Umar Nurmagomedov is going to Merab Dvalishvili, Umar and New, if I'm just being completely honest. Then we got Islam Makhachev versus Arman Tsarukyan for the main event. And I mean, I like Arman Tsarukyan. I think that he might be champion later on, you know, as the years come. You know, he's still very, very young, but right now I think Islam Makhachev looks unstoppable. Positionally, he's just a monster. Positionally, Islam Makhachev is one of the best positional fighters we've ever seen, next to the other greats like John Jones, Silva. You know, I think that Islam Makhachev positionally for the positions that he wants to have in the octagon at a macro level, he's just one of the who's who. You know, the Khabibs of the world. You know, Islam Makhachev, very, very smart, very, very good tactically, very, very good, you know, fundamentals, very, very good macro and micro. Arman Tsarukyan is good himself. He has good macro, good micro himself, but I just don't see how he beats someone like Islam Makhachev, who definitely has been putting away the better fighters. That's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. UFC 311 is going to be very, very entertaining. As always, it's a pleasure. Peace out and have a good one.